Going try to set this thing up, and I cannot see it on that live stream. Who knows? I don't even know where I'm sitting over here. That thing's all messed up. That's what happens when you smoke one of your stands, and then you smoke another one, and then you smoke another one, and then all your stands are wiped out. So what's up, everybody? I guess my main question for today would be, if you had $1,000 additional dollars, what types of preps would you get? Would you buy additional food? Would you get additional ways to filter money? Would you be buying ammunition? Would you, I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're lacking in. Hey, what's going on, Campton and Family Compound and the Midwest Survivor? What's up, guys? Hello, everybody. My main question was, people are starting to come in, is what would you do if you had an additional, say, $1,000 or something like that towards preps? I know it would be a lot of fill in the blank stuff, or fill in the lacking areas, shall we say. I just didn't know what would be. Maybe we'll even say if it was someone who didn't have anything. But if you have something, you already have a couple packs. You already have 6 months worth of food or something. Well, would you just fill in the blanks? And I should try to figure out how to move that thing closer to me. The Midwest Survivor. Usually when I'm over here, doing this kind of stuff, he's over here, so he fixes all this stuff for me. I don't have a clue how to do it. But what are some of the things that you guys would, 1K period or 1K a month? I'm just saying, like 1K period. Say you had an additional $1,000 for some reason. Where would that be put best? I guess is what I was kind of looking at. Where would be the best spot to put it with the current conditions? Does the current conditions say that you should put half of it on food and half of it on ammunition? Or what if you don't have a defensive tool? How about we say that? Would you get one of those? What if you only have a hand defensive tool and not a full size, right? Get something like that. Or what would you do as far as, let me see what this says. This is probably gold, silver ammo is what I would put most of it towards at the moment. Yeah, so it's probably going to be kind of what your situation is and what you have right now going into everything. So if you already have some food, gold and silver. Gold and silver took a big hit. I started looking at the charts a little bit. I talked about it in a video yesterday. And the gold and silver looks like it stands a chance to go a little bit lower. So I don't know. I mean, it's good. They say dollar cost average, buy a little bit here, buy a little bit there. You buy that little bit every month or something like that, and it adds up over time. Right now, is there a big rush for that kind of stuff because of the way the currency's going? I wouldn't say a big rush. I would say if you weren't getting stuff like that, not a financial advisor, not financial advice, but I may end up getting a little bit here and there, a monthly thing. But monthly, yeah, what would you do with monthly? We should do another video on that. Like, what if you had $100 a month? Yeah, tuna fish. And in oil, too. Yeah, that was a big decision for me when I was purchasing the last few things of tuna that I had gotten. Everything there was in water. And personally, I like that usually better, but if you're looking for something that's more sustaining, yeah, it's probably a lot better in oil as far as preps. And I don't know if that's the same fly or that's a different one, but I'm going to have to get this guy. Driving me nuts. These flies drive me nuts. I don't even know how they make it here. The outdoors are too far away from here. Yeah, food is definitely a huge concern. Would you buy budget-styled food, or would you buy freeze-dried food? And why, I guess I would say. the freeze dried food I like, but it has gone up a lot in money, and it is a lot easier for me to just keep buying. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta rotate my beans and stuff that I put in there, but that's a whole different story. The budget style stuff is just going to be so much easier. I mean, buying the rice, buying the beans, I know it's the same thing, but as far as food goes, and we did see recently there was some peak food that was out. The one store that we were going to actually got rid of all the freeze dried stuff, took everything out of there, and then just last weekend when we went through, they ended up having Mountain House back in there, and they ended up having Peak, a couple of the Peaks, but they were like $14 a piece. I know it said 40 grams of protein in it, but 40 grams of protein, $14, and they don't last as long as the like Mountain House or Augustin Farms or any of that. It was like a 5-year shelf life or something like that on it. Might not be bad to have something to mix in with it, had more nutritional value to it. I hear everybody talking about that nutrient survival, but I'm thinking I might break it down. What did you say here? I would stay away from the freeze dried just because I don't think we have long enough shelf life issue. Yeah, it's a lot more money than just getting cans or rice, etc. Yeah, it costs a lot more to do it that way. It sits better with temperatures though, different temperatures, especially if you're gonna cache something like that. Same time, you could do all the mason jars and the bags and stuff. Yeah, that's probably the best way to go, is just keep getting more cans. But if you were gonna break that number down, how would you say with $1,000? What would you put it in 4 different spots, 5 different spots? I did a video kind of like this. I forgot about that. Where would you put your money into different spots? Like even if you said gold and silver, whatever, then ammo, food and water. I mean, what would you do? $200 of each one or something like that? Or would you go with according to what you have? Like right now, I've got an okay supply of food. I might, I would probably personally maybe even get a couple more water filters of some sort. A lot of people like the Berkeys. My parents have a Berkey. I don't have a Berkey. I've got like a Sawyer Minis and stuff like that, which is never bad to keep. I mean, I might buy a couple more of those Sawyer Minis just because water's kind of a big deal. There's a lot of different ways to set up stuff. I should probably show some outside, like the rain catchment or the water, with the dew off a tarp and 3 sticks, and in the morning but you don't get a lot of water out of it. Either way, yeah. And then right now you think about the ammo, the way everything's going, what's the ammo gonna look like? So, and if you got $200 worth of ammo, fruit trees, 25 gallon plus containers. What? I should have probably tried that StreamYard thing again. Good crop next year, apricots, peach, pears, oranges. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea too. Pop out a couple of fruit trees, because then at least you'll have something too. Yeah, that. And I was looking at apple trees just recently because I know we're coming right to the point that the stores have everything on clearance, and I was thinking about whipping back through and looking around for some of those for myself. Apple trees, anyways. I know they wanted a peach tree too, but yeah, something like that would be a pretty good deal, because it's still food. You're getting fresh stuff all the time, and I mean the big thing is the inflation's so crazy, and I don't see it getting any better. I mean, what do you do if you held on to $1,000 in an emergency fund? Yeah, it's losing, well, they say only like 9% or something like that right now annually. But when you really think about it, it's when you think about those prices, it's going to be a lot more than that. Everybody needs an emergency fund. I was just contemplating on what to do next with, I guess, my own preparedness, in addition to maybe we could help someone else with an issue that they had. Or, I mean, I love the tree idea, picking up the trees. The trees here went up to, I think they were $50, $55 per tree. And you used to get 2 for 25, I can't remember. I know it's at least double the price of what it was. And that is a good idea though. And then probably some sort of water filtration, something. I probably had to write a list down. Is what I'm thinking I would end up doing. I would probably end up writing a whole list out and going off of what I have for food and what I have already for ammunition, what I already have for regular tools like knives and stuff. I think I got enough knives. I am putting in a hand pump well at my property. I did just order the rest of the stuff for that, except for the pipes. I did not get the pipes. I got I've got the pump already. I have the metal piece you hammer down into the ground. I've got the couplers for it. I don't have the extra pipes yet. I'm probably gonna try to get them local, and I was gonna try to do the ball valve on the top. But I mean, it was kind of pricey to set it up. That Sandpoint bottom piece is like the most expensive piece. This is just for like an off the grid, so I still have water type of thing is what I was gonna end up using it for. So having it on the property, having a way to be able to get some sort of water outside of off the pond, just being able to pump some water out, some sort of fresh water, it'd be easier to do everything if I have the water. So I mean, water's going to be a big deal. Obviously, everybody needs the water, which I did not bring one down with me. I probably got one in the fridge, the little mini bar fridge or whatever it is, a mini fridge at the bar, one of those type things. Yeah, I don't know. I think the ammunition is going to keep going up, possibly. I don't really see anybody buying that right now, so it's sitting on the shelves. I've seen little bits missing here and there, but it's filled right back up really quick. I know if there's any kind of insane conflict or whatever, it will probably vanish really fast. And I know usually election years, everything goes pretty quick. This is a midterm, but apples and apricots from one verification, apples, applesauce, jam, jelly, apricot, dehydrated apricots, yeah, apricots. I wonder how good they do around here. I'm up in Michigan. I don't know if I've seen apricot trees while I was there. I've seen the apples though. Apples would be a big thing. I think apple tree or 2 or 5 or something. Whatever I can get over there on clearance in this next couple weeks, I'll probably try to scoop up some apple trees and pop something out there. I won't probably do that in the city. I got some berry trees here in the city, some blueberries, some green beans. You know, I got small setup here because I just got here about a month ago, so I didn't have as much time to get set up for the new place here, but out on the land, I wouldn't mind putting a couple trees out. That's for sure. That way, there next year you've got stuff. You might even get small yield this year. Who knows? Depending. I don't think any of them really had any apples on them yet, but I saw some of the peach trees already had peaches on them. And I know peach trees, you got to prune them. You got to. They just don't last as long either. I mean, they're maybe a 10-year fruit or something like that. Try to get plants that give you food at different times so you don't have them a large time. Yeah. And the apples are usually just a fall. I've got a lot of berries out there, so you get them spring, fall. And I'm getting seeds. Maybe I'll end up getting more seeds too. I'm kind of been trying to collect them and seeds from different companies. This year I had a bad time with seeds. I had a horrible time with seeds. I had seeds that I saved. Most of them seemed to pop out. I had some new seeds that I had gotten. I'm telling you, if they were 50% that popped, I was probably lucky on some of the seeds. We did okay with potatoes, though. I'm going to have a nice, I don't know what I got left. We lost a lot of potatoes to animals, believe it or not. I went and bought some potato seed. Then we had some that the eyes were already coming out. Stacking 9, that's what I'm talking about. Can really vary per person what they already have, but for me, I would be focused on filling in whatever gaps. Yep. For me, it's more alternative power like solar generators and stuff, batteries. Yeah. I've got that little thing right there that does USB, whatever. It's nothing crazy. I saw the other night on Amazon they had those Jackery 400-watt Jackeries for trees would need cages to protect them from deer and such. Okay, do fine in Idaho. Okay. As far as the solar stuff, I saw that one on sale the other day. I actually talked to the Midwest Survivor. I was like, "You think I should buy that right now?" Because it was like $188 or something. Then invest into some extra filters and long-term food. Yeah, and depending on how you're doing the food, yeah. In my situation, yeah, I think water. We've got a lot of water around us, and I think the biggest thing with that is just really filtration for the water. That's like stack plenty of other things like brass. Yes, that's real big on my list too, because it doesn't matter what you have if you can't defend it, right? That's huge. And the problem I've been having with that lately is I had when it went really skimp here, I was still going to a lot of training classes, and some of the classes were like 500 rounds for this class, 1,000 rounds for this class, and it started hitting me pretty good when I was going to get certification. That was 4 classes or whatever, and those weren't too bad. But when I went to any of the tactical training stuff, oh my gosh, dude! I think the 500 rounds was like the lowest one. So you're paying a few $100. You're out for a 12-hour day, and then you're burning off 500 or 1,000 rounds, or whichever class you go to. It was crazy, but and there was nothing here when that was happening. It was just gone, and then it all started to trickle back in, and they were all like 556 or something like that would have been like $15 or something, and it was like that's hard to stack at that time, and I think I found them online for like 700 maybe at the time. I was just like, I'm not even gonna buy it at these prices. I'm just gonna keep waiting, and I ended up burning up a lot, but I also stashed beforehand. I still had cases of like 9. You're stacking 9, right? Cases of ammo that we had gotten for like 125, and I still actually have some, but I'm getting to the bottom of that. I'm getting right to it right now. And lately, the only thing I ended up getting some reloads at a show that we went to a couple weeks ago, and they were like $290 for brass, and that was I still got it or whatever, but it split it with my dad. But it was the price difference on that. Jeez, man, I'm paying over double the price at the time, and what I got, precious brass, aka performing way better than gold and silver. Yeah. Lately, man, this fly, I'm gonna get this fly. Lately, that's been true. That's a precious metal that, yeah. I feel like you can't have enough of that. You can't have enough food. You can't have enough ways to obtain water. But I was trying to think of like what else would you? Like I said, knives. I got a few pretty good knives. I probably don't need another knife for the rest of my life, but I'll still buy them. Like I got that, and I don't know why I got this little dude, just because he was funky looking. I mean, he's funky looking. I think I put it on a shorts video or something somewhere in there. That JXO, but that's a funky looking little blade. You see that thing? Full tang, and it's not as much of a poker like my my Smith and Wesson, my TDI there. But I don't know. It looked like something. I mean, I gotta stay with it. And the sheath is horrible. But it was like $10, and she was already like getting makeup or something on Amazon. And I was like, I'm not letting her just get something. So I grabbed myself something. Not that I need another knife. Not that I'll ever even maybe use this thing. Maybe while you're out fishing or something to cut line. I don't even know if I'll go that crazy. Got a decent saw. I was thinking tools too, and long-term food and the tools. I like the idea of some of the solar. I had just actually looked into a little bit of solar this past week. In all honesty, I know it's gonna be most popular. It's not going to be the most cost. A few hundred extra bucks. Basically, like penny stocks only because many of them are bottomed out. Yeah, and about that, I like playing around. I haven't done it pretty much since happened or whatever, right? Everything crashed out real hard. Well, I yanked right before that happened, let it all crash out, and then right when I saw it was starting to come back up, I threw it all in, and I did pretty good. I did pretty good coming back up, and I just held on to some stuff, but trading for 51. Yep. Yeah, and then you look at even some of the blue chip stuff. Like I did pretty good back in 09, 2010, whenever that was, whenever that what they call it, the Great Recession happened or whatever. I did pretty good then too. So you take stuff that has like 2% dividend yield, and then the stock goes to half. Now your dividend yield is massive in comparison. So if you buy in at that price and it goes back up to what it was, even or what you're still getting a nice dividend. I used to really like doing the dividend stuff. I got some of our monthly kickbacks. Actually agree with stacking 9, especially with stuff Bitcoin because could go down a huge amount soon. Crypto stuff's going on and spike back up. Yeah, you just got to watch some of them now. Some of the coins are actually gone bankrupt before portable power station. Figure out what you need. You don't want to get a 400 watt when you need 1300 watt. Yeah, and that was part of my. And it was just so cheap that I figured, like, man, maybe I should just get this one and I could use it for something, even if I end up getting something bigger later. But as far as the stocks and stuff, I've done a little bit in these market times like this. If you want to look at the small ones, cold water. Oh yeah, I seen that one. Yep. Trey. Oh no, I didn't see that one. That was W8. I can't remember. I only bought 400 shares. Speculative play. Yeah, if you've got the extra money. You can even look into some of those like uranium stocks and stuff. I spanked a couple of those one time. Even some of the gold stocks and stuff like that, because we're going into that. And besides just inflationary, we're going into that currency issue. So you'll see gold go up like $200 or something. It will be crazy, and the people holding the gold are like woohoo. But then you see the gold junior mining stock goes up 1,000%. You're like. It just hit the U.S. market on there because it was only in Canada before that, and now it's $1 or something. Someone buys 500 of them and it goes up 1,000%. You're like, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. I don't know right now myself that I'm gonna get back into it right now because same with the crypto, just because of the fact that. If I don't have it in my hand, I don't own it, I kind of feel like. And I also think that some of the stuff might go down even further. I don't see this as like a bottom yet because it's kind of more of like a correction. It hasn't had a... And I don't know if it will. Like I said, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I've seen a couple ups and downs, though, in the years. And I like playing the stocks here and there. I think sticking to filling in the gaps. Yep. Most sense is getting extra multiple backups for barter in case something breaks. Yeah. Getting even pins and spring kits for your tools. Love the way you gotta talk. Kind of bullshit. Is it after 30 minutes? Somewhere around there. I think they stopped watching. They don't care, and then they never show your lives ever again anyway, so you can start to say stuff that you would not normally say, I guess, so you don't get in trouble. But yeah, filling in the gaps, that's huge for me. Yeah, man. Tangible, useful item, but still dollar cost average. I don't like stocks, few cryptos here and there. My man considers grid down. Yeah, all out. Yeah. My thrift saving plan lost 25K this last. Ooh. Damn. That's Gil. My thrift savings plan lost 25K last go. And you're retired, right, Gil? I think he said he was retired. Man. 25K. Yeah, we have a guy at work who's almost on his way out, and I forget how much he has in his account. I know it's, $1 million or something like that, because I think in his last statement he was down 150,000. And I'm just like, I hate that money management thing. I've got a pension from a place that I worked for years back in New York. Who knows if that will ever be there. And then they had a 401k match thing here in Michigan at the place I'm currently working, but I never put nothing into it until the cough thing hit. And once everything went down, I was like, hey, can I start that 401k thing? They're like, yeah, sure. How much you want to do? I'm like, how much do you match up to? And, I threw something in there. And I think I threw like $2,000 in that thing or something like that over the course of a couple months. And it started popping back up. And then I just shut it off. And then now was equivalent to around $10,000. So it actually did pretty good. And now I got it into some really conservative thing where I don't lose too much on it, but it's only like $10,000. But if you ever quit or lose your job, you can yank that, and then that's like another little emergency fund. But at the same time, I don't have the $10,000 right now. So is it really mine? Will I ever be able to get it? If you got the extra currency to throw at a few things, yeah. I could see it. Being something. Yeah, I'm retired. We're gonna have a serious talk this weekend. Transfer into a cash account 6 months ago would have saved $28,000. Yeah, that's horrible. I'm sorry, man. And you don't want it to get even worse than that too, because I might as well just stand up, rah, so I can see this. I remember back in 2020, I threw around 2,500. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's the thing, and that's why I like those brokerage accounts. And I've done some regular trading instead of just investing and holding. That's a big job. Again. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too with the whole trading thing. You end up getting stuck paying, which I've done okay with a couple times, but you get smacked on the taxes. Yeah. My point. Yep. Yeah, I did. I had a couple of them. When it first came around or something, I had the Robinhood. Didn't like that too much. Once I found like Webull, and then I kind of like for the investment part of things, I kind of instead of just trading stuff. Now Webull's charts are all messed up looking and everything, but the M1 account, I still owe the IRS. Oh jeez. Yeah, that's how that goes. Oh man. But that was a good hit though. That's the thing, if you don't stack it or something, put it off to the side. I think there's a good to have cash on the sidelines even with inflation, because if something happened right now and all the cards went down, your debit cards, your anything that you had, if it ended up going down, then you can't use your card and everybody's fighting over stuff at the store or something and you forgot to get batteries. I don't know what the hell, but look, I got cash or something. And not to keep it in $100 bills. I'd have it in like 20s or something, your cash emergency fund. But the gold and silver, yeah, that is something right now, and it's down right now, but when I looked at, I think it's probably going to go down a little bit more, but yeah, that dollar cost average into that one too. A little bit of gold, a little bit of silver, something like that. I don't know. Of course. Yeah, I've seen too much on that. There's just so much going on. That's why I think I saw a account doesn't get taxed until I pull it out. Yep. Again, no value, but I save on taxes. Yep. Stuff goes down. We got bigger issues than batteries. You know, you got bigger issues than batteries or your stock account or anything. I mean, yeah, the whole power issue. I know here in our state, our government here was warning of power failures and blackouts and brownouts, whatever you wanted to call them, at our capital in Lansing. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, it's the capital of the state, and it's just gonna, like, fall out. It doesn't make any sense to me, but okay. So crazy it goes. Yeah. It went to like 49. Yeah. I didn't highlight it and slowly dropped every year. Yeah, I used to buy it. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. That might have something to do with it. It's usually just like a store of wealth kind of a thing. When I originally started buying silver, it was like $2 an ounce. And that shows you how old I am. And I used to go to the one store. They had the bullion bars there, the little art bars and stuff. You get like 5 of them for $10. So I thought that was cool, and that's how I started getting them originally. You know, the old Winchester ones and all the different. I missed it. I thought silver would have been around 100 by now. Yeah, well, it's a lot of that has to do with the suppression and the paper trading, and that's why people think it keeps getting compressed down. It's just going to pop up like a spring someday, just because it's been pressed so hard. I think they said the regular rate is 10-1 or 15-1 with gold, silver, and it's like 80 something to 1 right now. So if it ever leveled out, either gold has to drop a lot, which I don't know if it would drop that much, or silver would have to come up to match. Yeah, silver you would think would easily be about that, especially because they use it so much and everything. What they say, for every like 10 ounces of gold or something, we use industrially like a tenth of that 1 ounce out of the 10 ounces we pull out of the ground. And for every 1 ounce of silver we pull out of the ground, we use something like 10 ounces of silver. So I'm thinking it's going to be more rare soon. Cheap silver days. Get some cool vintage antique silver bars. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That stuff was awesome. Yeah, I remember at one point having like 600 of them or something. And I was like, wow, I got 600 of these things now. Coming in little plastic cases and stuff, and those were just the art bars back when they were like $2. Because we used to stop by the one. It was a vintage store like that. The guy I worked with, we were on the road a lot, and like every Friday or every other Friday, I can't remember exactly what it was, when we went by the one store, he'd want to pop in there and see if they got any new Star Wars stuff in. You know, 20 plus years ago or whatever it was, 20 years ago, 20 change probably, when I first originally started buying it. 4 years ago. I can't even remember. Something like that. And then gold, when I finally decided to buy my first piece of gold, it was like $250, and I was like, that's a lot of money. And people are like, you're stupid. Gold's never been this high before. I said, man, I can't believe it. If you don't mind asking what state you are in, I am in Michigan right now. I'm in Michigan. Michigan now. I was in New York. I was actually born in Michigan. Lived here north of where I am now. North and east of where I am now. I lived when I was younger, 6, 7 years old, something like that. Went to New York for, I don't even know, was that 30 years, 28 years or something like that I lived in New York for, and then moved back here like 9 years ago, something like that. New York was just getting insane. I had enough. I don't know. I liked a lot of things about there, like the Adirondacks and stuff were crazy. Do you remember Australian lunar coins? Yeah, the tiger ones. Yep. I've seen those. Those were cool. We're getting 100 of those at $15. Yeah, right. Wow. Yeah. Some of that stuff. I don't even have. The only thing I got even more recently was some more 90% change. I didn't go crazy or anything like that, but I had one store had a few in them, and like the old Franklins and some of the walking 50-cent pieces and stuff like that. It's like $1.40. I think it's $1.40. 90% change equals 1 ounce. I'm stuck in a desert. Vegas is horrible. Oh man. Okay, and the prices went up on everything like rent. Yeah, and I heard Vegas too. Is that Mead Lake everybody's talking about? Runs all the power out there or whatever, and it's all dried up and everything, or drying up. Actually, I've seen a couple videos that look like it was down real far. Oh yeah, and ammo. That's what usually ends up happening. And I'm trying to set up another. Eventually, here I would like to set up. Oh no, a bunch to do. All right, Gil. Everybody go check Gil's channel out. He does a ton of live streaming. He has Gray Man Prepping also is one of his other channels. He does a lot of live streaming. I haven't been doing really any live streaming, but one of the things I did a video like 300 versus 300 Win Mag, or 300 Win Mag versus 308. Ton of water. Over dam won't even run soon. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's crazy, man. Wow, that's the electricity. Yeah, that's why you're thinking solar stuff, maybe. I got it now. You need some power, energy. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I don't know, off the grid stuff. I almost feel like I don't need it, but at the same time, I want a couple little things. The flashlight stuff. I just ordered this like lantern hand crank thing that has, so you can hand crank, so you could. I'll be live, Gray Man Prepping tonight. 11:55 Eastern. The midnight run. Man, I wake up at 3 in the morning. Lately, I'm back on that crazy overtime, which I feel like I need to do. Otherwise, I'd watch it. Sometimes I watch them, after I wake up or whatever. I'll go hit the replay on some of Gil's stuff there. He's got a lot of good information. Yeah. And that's what they're doing with everything now. They're like, oh no, everything's fine. Inflation's only transitory. Well, maybe it was a little worse than we thought. Well, at least it's not 10%. Well, man, tell me it's not 10%. $7 bag of rice goes up to $11. Is that really 10%? 10% would be like 70 cents or something. I missed it. That's why. Yeah. That's a penny stock. Yeah, there's another water stock guy. Maybe it's WATR or something. WATR, something like that. That had like a okay dividend and everything. And I had looked into that one at one point, but it was, I want to say that one was like 30 something. It popped up to whatever else and dropped off. Man, yeah. I don't know. The stocks are fun. I have not played around with them enough in the last year and a half or something like that. I've been pretty much full-blown preps and trying to restack a little bit of ammo. I mean, I'm probably good. If I really had to be good, I'd probably be all right for a while, and I'll probably, if I make it far enough during a real crazy Mad Max, you might find someone else's if it's, I remember being, yeah, so I don't know, it's, I don't know, ammo, I still like going out. I did see Walmart has, those federal, I took the wife out this weekend. No, I can't read it on this thing quick enough. Time in the market, yeah. And mostly luck, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, some of the stuff I like doing was the dividend stuff, like I said on that one, on the market stuff. I liked getting like that QYLD money even a few years, but I had that kind of stuff like right up until it crashed, and I sold it all, and I waited until it dropped back down again, and I bought it again. I don't know. I had like 1,000 shares of it or something. It was like, I don't know, $60 a month or something. I was getting from that thing, so I could just take the money off the dividends and buy in more stuff. I had a couple of them like that. Yeah. And then right after that crash part there, I got that JEPI. That was like a JP Morgan one, I think. I can't remember. I can't remember all of them. I've literally been out of it for pretty much about a year and a half. Not doing anything too crazy. Markets can get and be manipulated. Yeah, and that's the thing about the the silver and gold. How I feel that's so compressed. Ran pretty much by the COMEX rate, which is the paper shares. Paper shares on that. Everybody sells them off. Boom! All of a sudden, the spot price drops right off. So it feels like, yeah, you could tell. There's a lot of manipulation going on. There's too much, and just the currency altogether. I mean, we've got the nicest looking turd in the punch bowl, or whatever you want to call it, with the Dixie, right? DXY or whatever it is, the price of the dollar, and it's like $1.05, something like that. I didn't look at it, I don't think, today. I don't even know if I looked at it this week. This week's been all messed up for me. I jacked up with the tooth. Oh man, I gotta get to the dentist. That's another thing I gotta do. Get back to the dentist. That's always cheap. That's always a couple cases of ammo every time I go. And misery. Misery and a few cases of ammo. Yeah, I'd love to go to the dentist. There goes all my practice ammo. Drives me nuts, man. But yeah, focusing on bushcraft stuff. I looked at a couple different little bushcraft tools and stuff like that. I love doing that kind of stuff and practicing shelter building and stuff. We were just talking about that again. Wondering if they're also doing the same thing with BTC. Yep, probably. However, that's leveraging and manipulation crypto. Dumb. But what goes down usually goes back up. Yeah. Question is when. Yeah. And I forget what it was. I saw a bunch of people talk about when the thing goes underneath 12K, it's worth looking at again. And then someone's talking about, well, what about this and what about that? And historically, even though there's not a lot of history to it, and I had gotten that stuff back in the day, man. Oh, I remember when it went up to $1, I was going to buy a few, and I was like, nah, I'll wait. I don't know if this thing's going anywhere. They're like, no, it's equal to $1 now. I'm like, and there wasn't really sites to go get it on. It was kind of crazy, different back then, and I ended up getting some for like $30 a coin or something like that. And I think it went up to like $90. And I think I only had like 3 of them. I'm like, woohoo, triple my money, see ya. And then one of those kind of things, and you watch it go up to like 60, 70 grand, you're like, damn it. But you never know, it was all speculation thing, and you tripled up, you're like, hell yeah. Some medical stuff. Oh, for the whole plugin, yep. Yeah, I've got the stapling, the sewing. I do not have the IV set up. I know a guy. But who knows if he'll end up being around when I need an IV, right? It'd be much better to have that. I have been trying to get up on the medical. Yeah, for $1, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't buy it until it was $30 the first time. It was something like $30, and it literally tripled. And I was like, man, if I just bought this when it was $1, I would have made $89 on this. I could have sold it now. And it was, yeah, it was all speculative. It was interesting, and I forget at that time too. I forget where I even bought it through. But now you see now all these companies have, like, half of them are going bankrupt. And they're going bankrupt. Just could you imagine having a few grand in there and like, oh, sorry, now you can't take your money out. I saw it with a couple online banks too. I heard a couple people talking about the online banks were actually going under. You can't withdraw your money. Some of them were going bankrupt. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. I'd rather hold it. That's why. What would you do with $1,000? I mean, would you just hold on to it and then get what you need if you can? Investing in a time machine to go back to 2009. We could do one better and go back to 1999. It would still be in the 1900s. Stuff would probably still be cheaper, and then you could make that whole run up real quick, and then you know when to drop out. You'd have everything set up perfect. What could you have bought in 1999? That would be, yeah, right. 2009. Oh yeah, that would be good. I forget what I bought Apple for, 60 or 70, maybe $80 a share or something like that in my Schwab account that I had for a while there, and I remember using that on and off. That was okay. Got banged on taxes for that when I sold it. I'll let you know when I find one. That sounds good. eBay. Made in China. Yeah. Well, they got time machines, and they locked down a whole nother section or something. I heard just recently because of 18 cases or something. Can't believe that shit anymore. I gotta watch all that stuff. But anyways, yeah, it'd probably take you forever to get your time machine here. Oh yeah, it would be all you need. Yeah, you saw those. I saw the one kid, one of the main Bitcoin millionaires or whatever. He said to his dad, he's like, "Dad, if I can make $1 million before you want me to go to college, I still have to go to college." He's like, "No." He said, "Well, will you lend me $1,000?" His dad was like, "Okay, we'll make this a bet kind of a thing, and you could owe me the $1,000 back or whatever." Okay. Dude bought it at like a penny or whatever. Bought 1,000 of them. And yeah, spanked it. I think he sold them at 10 grand, or a portion of them at 10 grand, or whatever it was, half of them, or whatever it was. I forget what it was, but I know I think he started going out and doing speeches and talks about, oh, this is the best thing ever, and here's how you become a Bitcoin millionaire. But there's like so many fees with that stuff too. Yeah, I know that stuff jams up and down so fast. If it goes back down under 12, I'll probably start looking at it again. The charts are way different for stuff like that than regular charts. Even, I don't know, it's a lot different. It doesn't hold my interest as far as being something like, oh, it's decentralized. And if you knew about decentralization, yeah, oh yeah, that kid was real smart. The decentralization thing doesn't do it for me as much. Yeah, or both. Yeah. Yep. I just think, because they could, if they want us to go digital anyways, they're not going to keep that competition. Why would they let you have that if they want you digital? I could see that stuff getting booted, or I've seen some countries. I'm already yawning. Oh, excuse me. I've seen some countries ban it altogether, and then I don't know what they did with their stuff, or I know you can do different IP addresses and all that stuff, and people do all that kind of thing, but who knows? Who knows how that would work out? But like you said, if it was something small, just money that's not going to affect you, $25 a month or 50, whatever your threshold is. Ooh, the number one thing that I'm lacking on the most. I don't really have much solar anything, really. I always feel like it's food, but I've got quite a bit of food out and about. I mean, I don't have 10 years worth of food. Number one thing I'm lacking. I always feel like it's food. Like every time, like tomorrow I'm going grocery shopping again. And I'm going to grab another 25-pound bag of rice, even if it's more money now. Cracking down on that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Bitcoin stuff. Maybe, well, no, I got a lot more winter gear. This last year, I went out a lot more in the winter. Lots of good sales going on. Yeah, on solar and the solar. Yeah, that's why that little Jackery thing. I saw that thing last night, and they were like 2 more hours, $186 for a 400 watt Jackery, and I was like, I was back and forth with it. Maybe another pair of boots. I should probably get an additional pair of boots that are strictly dedicated to winter and nothing to do with work. That would probably be one of my things. And if you want something good, it's $200. Freeze dry food, yeah. Stack away in boxes. Christmas stuff on the boxes, yeah. I'm lacking the most in extra clothing, shoes, boots, gear, gloves, etc. Yeah, that's what I think probably. I mean, I got the knives. I've got a pile of packs. Each pack I do all my redundancy crap with, but I probably still don't have enough to fill everything up with. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that one I had to empty out 5 because I was mixing stuff around and moving stuff. I got several packs. Maybe trying to fill them up the right way would be with gear and stuff like that. I think I'm just about getting there on socks. So I'm a sock freak. Like if your feet wipe out, you official Navy SEAL boots, a few high brands like Lul Tactical. They're on sale or something? A few higher end brands like Lul Tactical for like 60 to 80% off. Very nice. I've heard of that Lul Tactical, and I got a decent pair of actually given to me. I didn't have to spend the $200 on them. Irish settlers. Yeah, I just keep adding stuff to the totes and trying to stack one to find deals. Yeah. Hey, that's a good call. That's what it's all about. I see the deal on the socks. I went out and bought a couple more packages of socks. Another package of boxers because those things went up. All your undergarments, all that stuff goes up. So I got extra. I don't have enough for the rest of my life. I got enough for, more than a year or something. My current stock of clothes altogether. Winter gear, I worked on a lot this past year. Those boots are pretty good, but they have no Thinsulate or anything in them. I can't remember the name of that brand. My buddy got a brand, and it had like 2,000 grams of Thinsulate in it or something. I can't think of the name right now. Yeah. Boots, yeah, okay. Yeah. And, boots, Thorogood boots, maybe something like that. Because I don't know where you are, but here it doesn't get as cold as New York unless you go north of where I am. If you go north far enough, you'll get to, they got a UP up there. It's like being up in the Adirondacks in New York. It's just up next to Canada, and it's cold, and there's a lot of snow. And that for me, I need something, especially if you're stuck out there. I got a ton of fire starters. I'm probably going to have to take another pen and paper and just write a list of everything. Maybe some salt. If I'm really thinking about food and stuff, I think I might be behind a little bit on salt. I'm like thinking of singular things, but it's not. It's food related, but yeah, as far as gear and stuff, I'm thinking that. I got the vest stuff. I got the mask that's probably not good enough and won't last me long enough. If there was a real problem. I don't know. Probably gear. Yeah, gear and clothing would probably be my 2 biggest things. So it took me like an hour to figure that out. Yeah, just about an hour. Yeah, I just popped it up there. I'm like, what would you do? $1,000 towards prep. Yeah, yeah, probably gear. Gear sounds like it'd be a, but I don't want to get too much crazy. Like I like, I did just get another flashlight, but this little UCL thing. This thing's got that plasma um, lighter on it, so that's pretty cool. I like that plasma lighter. It's got a flashlight to it. The whole thing works pretty good. I haven't had no issues with it. I don't think I did anyways. Is it on or off? Oh, it might be dead, but it has USB charging. This thing's not too bad. I don't know if I would get any more of that kind of stuff. This thing's dead. Obviously, it's dead. It's just not working at all. Anyways, as far as gear, yeah, I feel like I got enough like fighting gear stuff. If you can have enough, got my sticks, batons, blades. One of the things I got for the cold winter stuff was a nice big thick wool blanket that I was throwing in the pack the whole time we were out doing our hikes and stuff this year. And I got ways pretty much to keep stacking long-term food. I'm not sure. Yeah, probably gear and clothes. Slow collapse, yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. It might not be, but spurts of like Mad Max is the way I'm thinking of it is, I don't know if you guys have been watching anything on that Sri Lanka situation where they're like running out of food, their currencies collapsed. Like last month they were at 133% inflation. All the gas pumps are closed down. There's no gas. They're just like falling apart, complete chaos. Just try to be more prepared than the average. I saw something about zombies. Unprepared zombie, yeah. Probably doesn't even have a week's worth of food. Yeah. Well, yeah, but the big thing with that is like I said before, of course, everybody knows you got to be able to defend yours too. So, I mean, having that plan to bug in, bug out, whatever it's going to be, or meet up with people, or however you're going to do it, go through that plan, make sure everything's solid. And, yeah, having a week's worth of food. Yeah. When I was back in New York, I knew people that went to pick up groceries every night. Every day after work, they stopped to the deli, to the corner store, to the grocery store, whatever. Every single night after work. Oh yeah. I've said that a million times before because everybody's told me before that, oh, it's not going to happen here. Well, now you know it's going to happen here when you hear it that many times. Oh, it's not going to happen. That could never happen here. Oh, no, this is the U.S. It's all different, man. I'm like, Isn't that like how Rome fell? No, we're the best. We're the biggest. We're good. And then, eventually something crazy will happen. And hopefully it is like a slow whatever drop off and you don't see too many pockets of Mad Max-ish. But the big population centers is what's going to end up being the problem, I do think, is because there's going to be pockets where there's not enough food. I mean, if all the food's in the outskirts being grown and not being brought into the cities because of gas, because of whatever, I mean, you're going to have big sections. Like you said, there's a lot of these people don't even have a week's worth. You know, if you don't even have a week's worth, and either does half the city, it's going to be a mess next week. Tell brother I'm going to head out. Sounds good. Yeah, I remember seeing you on here. Have a good night. Yeah, I'm going to probably hop off soon, too, in a minute. I just wanted to hop on. So, yeah, good talking. Keep stacking that 9. I'm going to. Yeah, so I'll probably wrap it up. Yeah, it's pretty dead on here tonight, and I don't usually do too many live streams, but I figured I'd hop on. I was on that Prepper Nation last week and last Saturday, And I was thinking today about that, and I was like, man, I want to do another live stream. Why not, right? Just pop one up. No notification, no nothing. Just threw it up there. I didn't hop on that StreamYard thing. Maybe I'll do that next time through. I don't know when I'll do another live stream, but if you did show up, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, damn, that's pretty good. So, yeah, I guess everybody have a good night and keep stacking. That's about all we can do. Get ready for whatever. Survival no matter what. No matter what. Alright, I'm gonna head out. You guys have a good night. I need help, cameraman. I saw you. Yeah, hell yeah, that was awesome. Alright, well, have a good night.